Welcome to the Leadership Conversation with me, Dr. Dennis V. Burke. Let's cover a crucial bit of foundational knowledge that's required in growth, understanding growth and development in self and in the coaching and managing / leading of others. This is the learning cycle. This is how we learn. This is how people learn. This is the psychology of learning. So when we intend to acquire new knowledge and skill, or we are attempting to complete new tasks, including engaging in new relationships or managing people through new tasks or new relationship, this is a key foundational knowledge that we need. Now, it's helpful to think of this as a continuum. It is called a learning cycle. But the use of the word continuum implies that there are no distinct break between the stages. Therefore, just like in motivation, we simply slide back and forth along the stages within this continuum as we engage in new and different tasks. So at the bottom of this, the lowest level, we have what we call the unconscious incompetent. So we approach a new task, a new relationship, some new activity, and we have what we would say is we're filled with excitement. We say, this is simple, we can do this, this makes sense, I've got experience. We don't know what we don't know about the particular engagement. So we're unconsciously incompetent. The second stage within this continuum is you get into the task, the activity, the relationship, and you sort of hit the wall, I'd say. It might not be in the entire requirement of the activity, but at some level you recognize that, gosh, I don't know everything that I need to know about completing this task effectively and efficiently. Therefore, you become consciously aware that you are incompetent at this particular task. So the second stage on this continuum is what we refer to as conscious incompetent. Now, at this stage, if you seek out new knowledge, you have someone who coach you through the process, or you have some instruction that you might be able to use to guide you through, you develop a rhythm, you develop an understanding, you're able to complete the task with guidance, and we say you become consciously competent. Therefore, you can approach this particular task, this particular relationship, and you can complete it effectively and efficiently with some form of coaching, guidance, or consultation. This might just be a checklist, a flow chart, or it might be someone guiding you through the process. And then with enough practice, you develop the habit, and this becomes the fourth stage in this continuum, which is what we call unconscious competent. You essentially perform the task without thinking about it. You may engage in this relationship, you may exchange ideas, you may converse, you may exchange relationship, engage in an interpersonal relationship with someone, you understand their quirks, and so you do it without thinking. You don't have to plan each stage. And we say you're unconsciously competent. It's like driving home without bookmarking each intersection or remembering whether or not each stoplight was red or green. You did it unconsciously. So let's review these stages. Stage one, lowest level, unconscious incompetent. You don't know what you don't know. Second stage on the continuum, conscious incompetent. You know there are things you don't know that are required to complete this task or activity. Third stage, conscious competent. You can perform the task or activity with guidance, might be people or paper. And then the fourth stage is unconscious competent. Here you do it without thinking. Now, there are some watch outs within the cycle. when you're coaching people and they get to the conscious incompetent, here we call it the valley of despair, or they're in a valley where they suddenly recognize, I don't have what it takes to be successful at this particular task or activity. And if the person, whether it be you or the person you're coaching, are not willing to seek support, to be vulnerable at some level, then they may decide to leave. Lots of people leave their jobs at this point because they're not willing to be vulnerable and allow someone else to understand that they don't know everything. All right. Now, on the other side, as a coach, you need to be aware of this, and you prepare your folks for this type of confrontation with conscious incompetence. It's okay not to know everything, and you guide them through the valley of despair up the other side to conscious competent. Now, when you are a trainer, it is also crucial not to train in the unconscious competent mode. Because in the unconscious competent mode, you are going from point A to point Z without thinking about each critical benchmark. And it's easy at this point to skip critical control points, to miss communicating the significance of important benchmarks when you're training people. So as a trainer or coach, it's helpful, it's important to pull yourself back down that continuum into the stage of conscious competent, where you are taking the time to reinforce the importance of each critical control point within the relationship or activity, each benchmark, and reinforcing the significance of these to the outcome. This way you reinforce learning and you achieve effectiveness and efficiency, and at the relationship intelligence level, you build trust because your folks know that you are competent and you empathize with the fact that they don't know everything. Thank you for watching this leadership conversation with me, Dr. Dennis V. Burke. Go forth, do good work, and I'll see you in the next episode.